what is up, NPL fans? Shoutout here, coach of Bayern Munich, and welcome to NPL Week 8. This week, we're up against my good friend RizzyPOW and his Phoenix Sunfloras. And as always, make sure to check out his link in the description below. As I said, really good friend of mine, fantastic guy, really good draft league player as well, despite his record last season. A very good player. He won 2 leagues, that's 2 more than me. So yeah, as I said, really good player, so make sure to check him out. And yeah, Riz and I played before in TBU when I stepped in for my buddy Potato Jim, and I won that match. So if we can repeat that, that would be nice, because we're not looking too hard. We're 2-4, I think, yeah, something like that, and it's really not looking good for us. We need a win this week to actually, you know, not have a bad position, to not get demoted or relegated to minus, which I don't know if I actually would, because I took over a team, so I'm not sure if I would, but regardless, we need a win to have a not bad record. That's, you know, and also still have a shot at playoffs, which is still there. So that being said, let's get into a matchup. As you can see, my team has changed a little bit from last week. I got Gardevoir over Silvally, which makes me very happy. I didn't change the speed there though, because I am a fucking slacker. But you know, yeah, Gardevoir gives me a fairy and whatnot. I mentioned in my last video, so if you want to hear more of the reasonings and whatnot, make sure to check that out. And Riz team is down here. Mega Kang, Hooper, and Bound. Hippowdon, which is Z-move user, Sylveon, Scolipede, another Z-move user, Reuniclus, Serena, Tornai, his last Z-move user, Goodra, Alolan Marowak, and Doublade. So, very scary team. Mega Kang plus Hooper and Bound is just terrifying. I do have okay answers to Mega Kang. Skarmory walls it really easily, barring Seismic Toss, which is allowed, and just straight up 2-hit kills it, so that's a problem. If I lose my Rocky Helmet on my Skarmory, which I'm obviously going to bring, Mega Kang just kind of plows through me, and that's a problem. I'm expecting him to bring Fire Blast, because my 2 good answers, which I have 2 very solid answers, which I can be proud of, Entangled and Skarmory, where is it? There it is. Both don't want to take a Parental Bond Fire Blast, especially if he has some special attack investments, so definitely gonna have to look out for that. I'm expecting Seismic Toss plus Fire Blast, and then maybe Sucker Punch, Return, Power Punch. Those are all options. Maybe even Wish, like a bulky set. He has options. And yeah, Hooper Unbound is scary because it's Hooper Unbound, but I do have Drapion, which is one of the only things that actually switch into it reliably. So that's cool. Not as good as like a little Muck, but it still, you know, does the job. And you know, so Skuntank, of course, the god. Other threats, Reuniclus is always a threat, you know, as it does. A little Marowak I don't have a good switch into. I just need to kind of pivot around it and hopefully get it weakened. Tornai I also just don't have a counter to at all, because it doesn't really have counters of like Stunfisk and stuff, so that's another big threat. And other things to note, his only hazard removal is Serena, which I don't think he wants to bring against my team. It doesn't have like a bad matchup. It checks a couple things here and there. Emphasis on checks, and barely at that, but it would give him a spinner. But I think he has so many things that are better against my team, like Mega Kang, Hippo, because it's only switching to a Tyrantrum, Sylveon, Scolipede, Reuniclus, basically everything. So I don't think that is coming. I don't think Doublade is coming. Those are 2 I'm definitely counting out. Everything else is definitely possible. Scolipede I can see him bring, because Scolipede plus Mega Kang is a problem, because Skarmory is my only good answer to the Scolipede. While it is a hard counter, Mega Kang can wear down 4 Scolipede, and then Scolipede can clean up late game. Especially since it is a Z-move user, so even if Skarmory isn't like quite dead yet and still like a decent amount of health, if he gets +2 and goes for like a Continental Crush, I might just drop. So that's another thing. I think that's all I want to say. I don't think Doublade is very likely, because I have checks to it, and it doesn't do much against my team. Like pretty much everything on my team outspeeds it checks it to some extent. So barring like Gardevoir, and I think that's pretty much it. So I just don't think it's coming. It would help Mega Jam, but that's about it, I think. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I don't have a good switch into like a Spec Sylveon, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I suppose. So let's get into the team that I'm bringing for this week against RizzyPOW. So first one I'm bringing is immediately our new transfer, Mirajan the Gardevoir. If you get that reference, then shout out to you, with the Choice Scarf, Trace as the ability, Moonblast, Psychic, Focus Blast, and Healing Wish. Now, I had Shadow Ball initially, but I realized that Mega Kang, if he's like a fat variant, is a pretty big threat to my team because I don't have much to kill it. Plus, having God of War being able to outspeed and OHKO it with the Focus Blast is pretty spicy. Now, something I should add about being a Trace Sunfloras voice, I can Trace Parental Bond. And then shit just dies. Because a Parental Bond modest God of War is very strong. Now, this was partially Zazu's influence because he was like, hey, Specs God of War is good. And I was like, yeah, you're right, because the tweet kills his entire team pretty much. But I also felt like I needed a Scar for this game because it allows me to clean up late game very effectively. It gives me a way to revenge kill Mega Kang and stuff like that. Torn Eye as well. So that's just cool stuff there. And also Hooper, but I don't think he's gonna bring Scarf. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much that. His only fair resists are Doublade and Little Marowak, both of which are easily worn down, despite him obviously having the Sylveon, but I think I can work around that fat combination he could potentially bring for sure. And yeah, God of War does a ton. Healing Witch is really good this game because I want Skarmory and Drapion to be healthy, even Manaphy or Tornti. Like basically everything. Healing Witch is really good if something gets worn down and I need it for late game. Like if I need Drapion for Reuniclus, for example, but it's like at 10%, I can Healing Witch up. I had to one of my mocks happen, so I felt like that would be good. Focus Blast over Shadow Ball because not only Mega Kang thing, but also Marowak and Doublade also already take enough from Moonblast. So yeah, also not expecting Doublade too much. So also Psychic for Marowak, so I don't need it. It would only be for Doublade really, and I feel like I'm fine with that. The defensive E's allow me to take a +2 Adamant Sucker Punch, no, Jolly Sucker Punch from Mega Kang, guaranteed. It does 99 point something % max. That also allows me to outspeed Scolipede with the Scarf if he for some reason doesn't have a speed boost up. Then I can click Psychic and kill him. That'd be cool. And yeah, this thing outspeeds the entire team. He doesn't have a good Scarf that could outspeed me and kill me, I don't think, barring like Hooper. So yeah, this is a cool Pokemon. Next up we have Titania, the Skarmory with the Rocky Helmet, Sturdy, Stealth Rock, Spikes, Roost, Whirlwind. This was fairly influenced by the Flying Bird. Shout out to him for helping me this week with the team. Huge help this week, definitely. Max HP, 92 defense, Bolt Nature, and 164 speed def. Yeah, by the way, I put links to Bird in the description. He's always there because he's one of the graphic artists, so make sure to check him out. He helped me build, and he's a great guy. And yeah, so this Skarmory spread, this is my Mega Kang, quote-unquote, counter/check, because I can switch it in. If he goes for a contact move, he's gonna get fucking worn down super hard. If he goes for Fire Blast, I don't get 2 kill with the spread by an uninvested Mega Kang. Emphasis on uninvested. Because I also need Defense Vest to try to get 2 killed by like an Adamant Fire Punch. Or a Thunder Punch for that matter. Yeah, Rocks and Spikes are cool because he doesn't have Hazard move lots of Serena, so I'm gonna Hazard Stack the fuck out of him. That's kind of the plan. He Hazard Stack plus Wall Breaking plus then clean up with either God of War or Manaphy. That's kind of the deal here. And yeah, Whirlwind is just better than Brave Bird in this matchup because it can Whirlwind out like a Calm Mind Reuniclus. I can Whirlwind out a sub Kangaskhan. Scolipede is like an SD variant, even though Brave Bird would help too, but Whirlwind is probably better in that regard as well. And Doublade as well. I can actually Whirlwind out Doublade and, you know, beat that 1v1 very easily. Well, you know what I mean. Get rid of it and then have not be a threat anymore, essentially. So yeah, Skarmory is just really good. I'm just going to throw it into Mega Kang every time. I'm going to have to try to keep it healthy. And hopefully don't lose it to Mega Kang when Scolipede is there. That could be a problem. Yeah, that's Skarm, and it's gonna do stuff and get up hazards and take hits and get Rocky Helmet damage off. Yay. Next up we have Mikitarian, the Drapion, Black Sludge, Battle Armor, Knockoff, Taunt, T-Specs, and Poison Jab. Just a fully Spidef variant. This is my answer to Hooper Unbound, as he cannot tweet kill me even with like an Adamant Bandit Drain Punch, but he can still tweet kill me with like I think Specs or Life Orb HP Ground. So that's still a problem, but I can pivot around that into my Tornti and stuff like that, so not that bad. And Toxic Spikes are phenomenal against this team. The only things that aren't affected are Scolipede, which can get rid of him, but I don't think that it's going to be his most likely bring. It can definitely still come, but, you know, less likely in some of the bigger threats that I'm worried about and want to poison. Reuniclus if it's Magic Guard, but it could also be Regen, but I'm expecting Magic Guard. And Torn Eye and Doublade. So everything else doesn't want to take T-Spikes at all. Mega Kang getting worn down is amazing. Hippowdon getting worn down is amazing. Sylveon and Marowak and Gudra. So all of these would be phenomenal to get to wear down. This is also my answer to Reuniclus, so the thing is the main reason I have Healing Witch, so I can keep that healthy for Hooper Unbound and Reuniclus, as it does a very, very good job at beating both of those very reliably. And yeah, Poison Jab is to hit Sylveon because that thing is looking a little scary. I want to have something to hit it. I was considering like Pursuit and Aqua Tail and whatnot, but overall, Poison Jab is definitely the best move in my opinion. And yeah, Taunt allows me to not only prevent Hippo from getting up rocks, I can make that risky play, and also the Reuniclus from just being a menace, because even despite me having knockoff and being fat, I don't beat it without Taunt. So I needed that, and I can prevent Doublade from setting up potentially if that's something I feel like is necessary, or for knocking it off, or already knocked it off, or some shit. I don't know. Mainly for Reuniclus and Hippo. I had Sugar Berry initially because it allows me to freely stay on Hippo and taunt it and or get up T-Spikes against it or knock it off even, which is pretty important for my next mon. It would allow me to take the hidden power grounds from Hoopa if he has that, and take a hit from Scolipede if it gets up an SD, or if it just wants to hit me with an Earthquake, I can take one, and that's fun. But Blessed overall was more important. I had 2 mocks, and it just seemed more useful. That's pretty much that. So let's just get into the next Pokemon. That's Hassleberry Tyrantrum, and he's where I really have to thank Bert. I had banned Rapidash at first, but he and some other people I talked to convinced me that Tyrantrum is just a better wall break in this game, and I entirely agree. The only reason I wanted Rapidash was because of the speed. It's really important in this game, but then again, Tyrantrum also outspeeds the majority of his team, and everything else. Most other things you can take a hit from, like Torn-Eye, it can check and threaten out by being potentially a Scarf variant. I can bluff that. Mega Kang, I can take any one hit from, even if he's Adamant Earthquake. I can take one and kill him back with a Head Smash. That's cool. And he doesn't have a switch in. Hippowdon Fizz Death is a good switch in, but if I get rocks, then Bandit Outrage 2 KOs 70-something% of the time, so that's cool. And Head Smash just kills everything, barring Doublade and Hippo. So even like Fizz Death Reuniclus is not a check to Reuniclus, it takes like 80-90%, so that's pretty spicy. I can just plop that thing with a Head Smash and have it not be a threat. So even if Drapion goes down, I still have that, and I can weaken the Reuniclus, especially if he's like a Psyshock variant of a Psychic. I can take even boosted hits and then just 2 KO him, and it's very good. So yeah, Tyrantrum is the wall breaker of the team, which is combined with God of War and Manaphy gonna be, and it has of course, gonna be supposed to win me the game. And speaking of Manaphy, we're just gonna go into that. The speed is, I forgot, I think, yeah, this is Timid max speed. Sylveon outspeeds that by 1 point, so that's pretty good. Yeah, next up we have Tiny Blue, the Manaphy, our captain with the leftovers, hydration as the ability. Scald, Ice Beam, take a little substitute, very standard stuff. Max HP, 160 special attack, and 96 speed with a timid nature. That speed allows me to outspeed a Hooper and Bound if it's max speed. I felt like outspeeding that and having more bulk, and now outspeeding Mega Kang, or speed tying with that rather, would be more important, and Hooper is his next fastest thing after, and Gudra, after the Mega Kang. So I definitely felt like that was more important, and Manaphy just kind of throttles his team. He doesn't have a good check. Scarf Serena, or like any form of Serena like Assault Vest, can check it. Gura checks it of course very effectively, but that gets worn down, especially if I get my hazards, that it's not a check anymore. Hoopa lives with +3 Scald because it's dumb Pokemon, same with Sylveon, but if I get my hazards up, then this thing just kind of sweeps, and that's pretty fucking good. Also, being this fat, I have checks to a lot of the threats. If things get completely out of hand, I still have a max HP Manaphy in the back. I can get off a Scald and burn things and then be happy. So that's pretty much that. I wanted max HP over max special attack because it didn't change much in terms of calcs, and it allowed me to just be fat as fuck, and fat as fuck Manaphy is good. Mega Kang still breaks my sub with Cybertoast because it's a stupid Pokemon with a stupid ability, but other than that, it's good basically. Does it help? I think that's all you need to say, right? Yeah, cool. So last but not least, we have Erigor, the Torn T. Now, initially I had Life Orb, that was something Bert suggested as well, but at this point my team kind of just loses to Torn Eye, like straight up. Like Hurricane for everything, barring Skarn, which gets Heat Waved, and then HPIs or Grass Knot, even, or Focus Blast, all do a million to Tyrantrum, so Focus Blast kills, the others don't, unless he's Life Orb. So I just kind of lost to it, so I was like, hey, Torn, you're going to have to be a top list again, we're just going to be like a boring OU player, or like certain people in certain other leagues, not going to name any names, and just give you an Assault Vest and be happy with it. So we have AV Torn T, Regen, Hurricane, Grass Knot, Heat Wave, and U-Turn, pretty standard stuff. Enough speed to outspeed Scolipede if for some reason, like it's just 4 Vs more than Torn Eye, so I was like, hey, doesn't make a difference in case he doesn't have his speed boost up, I can outspeed him, sure, why not. Hurricane for stab, it hits his entire team really hard. Like if I was Life Orb Torn, he would just get absolutely throttled by that thing, but He went for the Doublade because it's a little scary, and then Grass Knot for Hippo, because if it can weaken Hippo, then Tyrantrum just wins. Which is why Knockoff and Drapion is good, T-Spikes are good, and the hazards are good. So basically the plan is, as I said before, get up my hazards, get a Rocky Helmet damage off, and then fucking Mega Kang, and be happy with that. Kill things with Tyrantrum, and then clean up with Manaphy and or God of War. And Torrentee is just going to be there and do Torrentee things as per usual. So that's a team. I think it's a pretty good team. I'm pretty content with it. Scolopy can definitely be a threat, but yeah, we'll have to cross the bridge and get to it. And I'm going to pause, and then we'll get right into the game. Okay, so we're at the game, and as you can see, Riz decided to bring Goodra, Mega Kang, Mewnich, Torn Eye, Hippowdon, and Alolan Marowak. So, he didn't bring Hoopa, Sylveon, Scolipede, Serena, or the Doublade. So that's, you know, nothing too surprising now. Honestly, this is pretty much expected stuff. Maybe Sylveon over Alolan Marowak. But it does make sense, definitely, because otherwise the team would not enjoy Skarm, and now he has a fairly reliable way of killing that. But he didn't bring Serena, which means Hazard Stack is going to be phenomenal against him. He also didn't bring Scolipede, so I don't have to worry about Skarm getting weakened to Mega Kang. I can just throw it in and be completely fine with it taking like 1,000,000 damage and just dying to Seismic Toss. So that's really good for me. Then I don't have to worry about Doublade, which, you know, I wouldn't. I don't have to worry about Specs, Sylveon switching into that monster because I don't have a switch in. Hoopa, I don't have to worry about that either, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, everything is fine, but regardless, scary team, but the lack of hazard removal is definitely going to be a huge advantage for me in this game. Anyway, I don't have it either, but he can't stack hazards, he can just get up rocks, and I'm fine with that, honestly. So, as you can see, he doesn't have anything for Torn, so I'm just going to lead off with that and scout what he wants to do against it. As he leads with Goodra, and even if he's Adamant Outrage, like Scarf, Adamant Outrage, I can live. So I'm just going to go with U-turn, as he turns out to be Scarf Goodra. So that's really good knowledge, and a really cool set. I love Scarf Goodra, it's like the only set I ever care about. So, now that he's locked into T-Bolt, I can just go into my Drapion and get out my Toxic Spikes immediately. And already on turn 2, I'm in a phenomenal position with my Toxic Spikes up. So, now I'm expecting him to get up his rocks because I have 2 switch-ins, and I'm just going to taunt him. He goes for rocks, that's fine. I knew he could take an Earthquake. And yeah, so I'm going to go to Drapion as he doubles into Marowak. I know he can't touch my Skarmory Z Fire Fang on Hippo. And he doubles into Marowak. Good play on his end, definitely. But I'm just going to go back into Drapion knowing that I can take pretty much every hit, bar like an Earthquake. And he just goes for the knockoff and gets rid of my Black Sludge. Good play. He wants to get rid of the Rocky Helmet on Skarmory, of course. But now I can just go for the knockoff, get rid of the lefties on the Powdon, and have it not be a problem anymore. I don't want to taunt again because at this point, Earthquake might kill me if he has some attack investment, so don't want to take that risk. I'm just going to go into my Skarmory here and get up my own rocks as he gets up his. So if I would taunt again, that would have been fucking cool. Could have stunned him super hard, but no reason to. And I can just get my rocks here as he's going to slack off and get back to full. Good play on his end for sure, because Hippo is necessary for Tyrantrum. So on this turn, I think I'm just going to throw up a Spike, because I have no reason not to, as he goes into the terribly named Mewnich, and I'm just gonna go into Drapion as I get up a Spike, and these has up to stay, and it's already looking really good. So Drapion comes in, and he goes for Thunder and misses. So I'm gonna pause real quick. I was semi-expecting that, so that's why I didn't go for Willow and Skarm, because there was a chance that he had Thunder, and I didn't want to take that risk. I'm not gonna say I fully expected it. I knew it was a possibility, because I suggested people to bring it before it had Mewnich, so you know. So I didn't want to take the risk because Skarmory is really important for the Mega Kang. So I just go my Drapion, which is my hard counter, and if he Calm Minds up, I can taunt him and then knock him off, and then Tyrantrum kills him. So you know, everything's fine. So he goes into his Hippo here on my Drapion as I go for the taunt. Either if he stays in, he's a Cobble Berry wants to hit me with HP ground, or Calm Mind up, or go into Hippo. Both work, and I can just go into my Torrentee and not care. So he's go for the safe Earthquake, which I was fairly. I don't know. I had a feeling he would go for Earthquake this turn because like he can't touch Skarmory anyway, so we good. So this turn, it was a bit of a toss-up play for sure. I wanted to click Hurricane because I pretty much get to kill this offensive Gouda Scarf. It's not going to enjoy it at all. It's almost going to die with the hazards and the poison damage. So I wanted to click Hurricane, but I also didn't want to risk a miss and him going for like a Stone Edge and doing like 1,000,000 or almost killing me. So overall, I just want to, I just want to put the safe play of Grass Knot and That's a bad play because he has Saps Gudra, but it doesn't really matter because I can take any hit, barring like an Outrage, which I don't think he's gonna have. And if he does, I can just go into God of War or Skarmory and be fine. He goes for the trade, gets the poison, really unfortunate, but I get to huge enough, get him really down, and with the poison, he's gonna be in range to die from rocks. Well, spikes are gonna kill him anyway. I can just go to my Skarmory here, I'm immune to the poison stab, and not stab, move, and just go for the Roost. So I can keep my Skarmory at full. I have no reason not to do that, and like I was considering Whirlwinding, but I felt like Roost was the best play. I don't want to be down to the 76%. I want to be at 88 when I come in on rocks again. So right now I'm going to sack off my Drapion to the probably coming for levels, and it does come, and I die. In case he was like a defensive set without the Thick Club, I could have lived, but turns out he's offensive and kills me, and that's unfortunate. But I can bring him a Manaphy and pretty much just nab a kill with Scald because his only resistance is Gudra, and that's at 9%, and it's going to die to the Hazard. So that's cool. Manaphy gets a kill, and Marowak goes down. Now he brings in the Tornadus. I don't want to take a fucking thingy. I don't want to take a Hurricane at all, like a Specs Hurricane would just obliterate me. Well, not like, it wouldn't kill me, but it would do a million. I don't want to take that Manaphy. If I get up a sub with Manaphy, I just win. Like sub and Tegel, I win because he's got Gudra, he's at 9%, nothing he can do. So, yeah, I'm gonna go into my Tornti in case he goes for something that can live, which I probably could if he goes for a regular old Hurricane, but he goes for a fucking Supersonic Sky Strike and I just die. Yeah, that would OHKO like an uninvested Manaphy in full, he told me after the game, so that's cool. So, at this point, my team is still really weak to Tornadus. I assume he is gonna have some bulk investment and might live a Scarf Moonblast from the God of War. I think he lives anyway, not exactly sure, I don't remember right now. But my best play is definitely just going to Tyrantrum because since he isn't the Life Orb, I live any hit barring a Focus Blast. I don't think he's going to have Focus Blast, I don't think he's going to risk Focus Blast. Two things. Third, I'm going to bluff, I'm bluffing the Scarf right here. Very easily, very obviously. Like if he sees Tyrantrum coming on turn I, he's probably going to expect a Scarf, so he's either going to switch, or he's not going to go for Focus Blast. Probably switching. So, I'm just going to go for Outrage because at this point everything dies. Because he didn't bring either of his Dragon Resist either. So, I'm just going to click Outrage as he goes for a Tailwind, which I'm super fine with because this thing just dies. I was really scared he would click Focus Blast there because then I would have been in a bad position. But if he hit this. But I knew he must obviously. So, that's all fine dandy. So, that thing goes down. Crit obviously didn't matter. I'm banned fucking Tyrantrum. So, he brings in Mega Kang. Well, it's a regular Kang, but you know. And I'm going to stay in. Well, I have to. But the thing is, he can't kill me. With pretty much everything that he has, unless he's like Modest Blizzard. I don't think he has to be modest, but like a Blizzard would probably kill me, yeah, but other than that, Earthquake I should live if he's jolly. Adamant I think is a roll if I remember correctly, but I'm just gonna, like, I also kill him with Outrage, so this is fine. This is all fine and dandy, because afterwards I can just go into Skarm anyway and be happy. So, he actually goes up for the return. He doesn't seem to have anything to hit me. He was actually sub work up, return Fire Blast, so that's cool. I'm gonna knock him out with the Outrage, and that thing drops. And Another in Hippo, I can kill this as well with an Outrage, except he actually beats me on a Tailwind, which I didn't consider, so he didn't either. He thought I was Scarf, so me bluffing the Scarf there definitely worked against the Torn, because otherwise he could have gone to Hippo, he could have killed me, and then I would have been in a slightly worse position for sure. But I think I still had the game at that point, because if he killed my Tyrantrum Hippo and Kang was still alive, I would have gone into my Manaphy, probably, maybe God of War, and then, you know, nab the kill. Probably Manaphy, honestly. Nab the kill. He goes into Kang or Reuniclus, and I just work from there. I can Tegel up against the Reuniclus and do a million, and then God of War kills it. And I can, against Mega Kang, I'm just going to Skarm. And if he sets up a sub, which later turns out he does have sub, I just Whirlwind. So, yeah. I think I was still fine, but it would have been definitely a lot scarier just because Reuniclus was still there. Because at this point, I don't really have a good check to combat Reuniclus because I don't have Trick on my God of War. And Tyrantrum is dead, and Drapion is dead. And if Reuniclus is last Mon, then that's a problem, because I can't Whirlwind it out, and I need to rely on Manaphy to beat it. And I get paralyzed by like a Thunder, and then get taxed to shit, as Manaphy does, you know? But, as turns out, he's just gonna, yeah, he expected me to Scarf, so that bluff worked perfectly. But now I can go to Manaphy, I can Tegel up. I was debating going for sub in case he's toxic, but overall I don't think it matters. Tegel seems like the best play, and he does 29%, so he would break a sub with Earthquake, obviously, and I'm just going to knock him out with the Scald. His Tailwind runs out, and now it comes down to Reuniclus, where it can hacks me to death, and like maybe it's bulky enough to take a hit from God of War and recover or something. It's not gonna happen. Go for the Scald. That does 80%. He goes for the Thunder. He hits. Does he paralyze me? He does not. So man, if he's gonna pull through, knock the thing out with another Scald, and Gudra is gonna die to the hazards, and that's gonna be the game. GG Riz, and we get another fucking win. It's been way too long. And it's been with Manaphy, so again, GG Riz. It was a fun game, only 25 turns, so quick games are always fun. And I'm so happy we finally got a fucking win again. Definitely the hazards played a huge role in that, and I want to thank Burp for helping. I want to thank Trev CL and Bill Standish for the mocks that they gave me. Definitely very helpful for this week. And yeah, we're looking at a much better record now. We're looking at 3-4. Yeah, 3-4. So, and we have one game in hand over everyone else, because we still have to play a week 1 in advance, in like, hindsight, I guess. So we still have 5 games instead of 4. So we can still potentially go 8-4 or 7-5. Even, you know, there's one matchup where I don't think I have a good chance of winning. The others, I think I'm looking pretty okay. Like I have a good chance, decent chance. Let's go with that. And yeah, this is not looking okay now. Still a -7 differential because we got tossed on the neck by Gypsy, and then 2 3-0 losses, but you know, and only 2 1-0 wins, so it's just not that great. But this was our first big win. 3-0 is very big for us, and yeah, I'm just really happy. Finally get another win after 3 weeks of losing 2 of those, you know, hacks involved. Might not have changed the game entirely, probably did, but you know, I'm happy. So next week we're up against the Vancouver Stealth Rocks, coached by Carney Hobo. He's not doing too hard, but he's a fantastic. I just almost dropped my phone. Holy shit! He's a fantastic guy and a really good player as well. Despite his record not being the hottest, he's just not having his greatest season. Regardless, we're gonna have to put out our fucking best and hopefully get another win, and then move on to 4-4, and then we're looking pretty alright. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think of the team and the game. And again, make sure to check out Riz, the NPL Twitter and YouTube, as well as the fan server. Make sure to check out that and support the Bayern Mewnich over there, as well as check out all the graphics artists, including Bird, who helped me this week. So I'm gonna shut up now. I can't even talk. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, leave some newts. I will appreciate all 3 of those, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.